Once those, we're getting close, once the tomatoes burst.
Yeah.
I couldn't just sit around and do nothing, you know? It was nice for a few days, but then it was time to get up and get going again.
Yeah,
so.
it gets old, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
We can go up here now. So I just want to...
First, then I'm adding my fire roasted tomatoes.
Kind of perfect if I can write going over what to do now. See it all, it's starting to...
We're gonna let this all cook down.
Don't go for it.
You know, I mean, you just took a couple spoonfuls and stuck it in there,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it doesn't have to
It doesn't,
be
it's not complicated, you know? It's got cinnamon, ginger, it's just really complex.
edges. And then you just crack it into each little divot. Eat.
Shots, don't worry, you're fine. Don't worry.
So I have the eggs in.
Interesting. Now, can you get this also?
Heat and put a lid on and let...
I'm just. Yeah, take all of his good spices and Marcia's ideas and make them very user-friendly, easy to do. Well thought out, and that makes it more fun. Palate, but don't usually have time to cook, so they know where to go.
So why don't you talk about...
And I think that our goal is to make everything really simple and easy. But a lot of people don't have time to go to 4 or 5 supermarkets to get all the things that they need. And what's really nice about the spices is Patrick's went and he's mixed them all together, and you have a few, a jar that can bring you to almost any country you want to go to. But most people these days are busy and they don't have time to cook. So I think we're really working hard at expanding the website to include recipes and videos and how-tos.
Yeah.
It's hard work, and go for it.
Hey, sit down. Come here. Come here. Come here. And look out this other window. See here?
Is ready if you want to come on over. I can serve up some of our shakshuka for you. Have a seat. That egg, a little bit of that labna in there, mixed in with this delicious sauce.
Labna, this yogurt cheese.
And don't worry, I'll make it all beautiful. They'll all be glamour shots.
Is this as good as the first time? Family breakfast.
This week anyway. The one in their mouth. How can that be a glamour shot?
Yeah.
Is Anne, A-N-N-E. Last name is M-I-N-S-S-E-N.
Perfect.
We have been quarantining together for the past year, and so living under the same roof with Michelle and Patrick, a lot of our collaborations kind of happen at the kitchen. Help think about all the digital content. So from the website to kind of curating photos and giving direction and creative insight, also all the social media and digital content. That's kind of where I've been coming in, and maybe that's a general with really creative content. And so it's kind of like it's a lovely creative outlet for me.
Remarkable.
I think the biggest thing that I really am proud of is I am not a professional chef. And so whenever I'm creating content or, even creating the website, I want to make it accessible as always because I'm not a chef. So sometimes cooking is really intimidating for me. And I think one thing that we've learned through our customers and different, testing is that other people feel the same way, that they love great food and they love that dining experience, but because of COVID, they're not really going out to dine as much as they were, so they're cooking at home. And I see our brand as helping people kind of get over that intimidation and really understanding that like, whoa, I'm like a really good chef. Like I have the chops to do it. I just didn't have the right ingredients, and our spice blends really make that so much easier because cooking is really the heart of our family, and I think that's the same for a lot of other families, and we really want to create a brand that is focused on family and having these moments like we're having right now at a dinner table, because that was so special for us during the pandemic to be quarantining together and just having like good family time.
Exactly, because that way I can get the shot. This is essentially the mannequin challenge. Eyes as you're looking down lovingly at the. Well, Nigel is back, and that I don't add that label because I know here and where it says Madison. I love that. It's really weird doing all these shots, but I promise they're gonna come in handy.
6 years ago.
You can go to the big.
6 years ago on Facebook.
Oh, technology. We've done them here. Nobody has. What can you do to make things a little more palatable, maybe? Maybe that line will go in there, though right now you're so confused. You're like, I don't know what she's doing to me. Perfect.
We specifically picked this jar design because for me, not being a professional chef, I use measuring spoons to cook. And so we wanted a jar that was wide enough that it could fit the largest spoon, so a tablespoon, which it's perfect for. Then we also wanted to be very conscious of the fact that everyone has different spice racks. Some people use drawers where their jars are literally directly in it. So we wanted something on the top that as you're pulling your drawer out, you can see, okay, here's my Super Tuscan or here's my Erfurt Bieber. You're not like rummaging through, flipping jars over to find them. But then we also recognize that some folks have drawers where they're lying directly in. So we also wanted the side to be visually appealing so that you knew the Papa color was a Super Tuscan color and then you saw the name. So we were very intentional on how we maximized the space so that it was fitting everyone's different type of spice racks. And then right down to the material. So we really knew that we wanted to work locally. So we worked with a local company here in Madison called Swink, and they did all of the design kimonos for us. We also worked with a local company in Oak Creek who produced all of our labels, and they actually use paper that's made here in Wisconsin from Wausau. So we're really, really trying to hone in on local resources, local companies, because that's very, very important to our company values. US. But we're really hoping that down the road that we can maybe potentially partner with local farmers so that we can actually start growing some of our ingredients right here in Wisconsin.
That's so cool. And since we're a statewide
Pop-up. What do we need to pull together to make that happen?
So I'll drive down to Oak Creek and I'll pick up the labels. And then I think on Saturday and Sunday, if we can just get the team together and we'll just label everything.
A box for the website.
Yeah, it's a real production website. So he's 2425 Atwood Avenue in Madison.
That sounds great, guys. I'm gonna get you if you're okay with this.
The icons of the places we're selling at.
Oh, yeah. We're really lucky because we have some stores in Madison that are carrying our products now. The seafood.
These photos were actually taken by a friend of ours. Her name is Stacy Meanwell. And she is a professional photographer and she does just amazing work with still photos. And she was just really kind to do some of our shots for us, and they're just stunning.
And maybe show too, we sell the jars, and then we also
sell pouches.
pouches that are great for refills. We have
Yeah.
a small pouch that's the same size as the jar. And then we have a large pouch if you're really into the spice.
Because we really wanted to be a sustainable company.
The front page, the main page, sorry,
Oh,
the
yeah.
homepage.
Work very hard to make sure that our
Laid out a thoughtfully created recipe takes a lot of work, a lot of rewriting, a lot of really getting inside your own head and trying to think like a novice,
Yeah.
and give them
What
that.
do you do at the Mezzo? And he's like, well, it's a perfect pizza sauce. And I'm like, he said,
yeah. So
one of those, I'm just curious to see what the recipe looks like if you click on one to open it up.
So this is essentially what Michelle was talking about as far as the tomato sauce, which is, I think a lot of people maybe don't know that you can make a tomato sauce from scratch. Yeah.
Right. With this spice.
Yeah. So that was really important for us to put this recipe on the website because it's so easy. And the Mezzogiorno.
And we do a quick no-cook sauce and blend called Mezzogiorno. And the pro tip.
Action, go for it. Eyes is your. Start from pulling out. You got it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Bourbon, that's what we're going to use today. Okay, so
You can't even sit down your bed. Add action, go for it. Just beautiful. Oh, you're putting them out, actually. Showing just how many you have.
I'll take it there.
Dateline's going to be calling. Only for good stories, though. They're not going to have you on like stuff. This is called the Dateline NBC Stare in the Business for that. I feel like that's a new story. That's amazing.
They cast me during.
Cannot wait to do that with you. I'm so excited. And God, she's in this just reality.
That's nice.
Let's see if I can have some fun with this. Shots on the camel.
It's just about the time I met you, too.
Yeah, went on this group trip and then.
There it goes in action. Don't worry, when you're on with Guy, he'll have something. Yeah, okay, well, that's okay.